But one thing I do remember from back then, and it was within a couple of years of just knowing Peter and Rose and everybody, and that was when Rose had her studio in the place in the corner there that was used to be a laundromat. And Peter and her and like 5 other people were there. And what was interesting, it was right around Christmas, and everybody, except for me, I was more observer, did like a performance for the other people in the room. And it was like, oh, what a cool thing. They were like doing performances as gifts to each other. And Rose tied herself up on a cross and with Christmas tree lights, and Peter Regan sung a song about, it was a weird, like, not so politically correct Indian kind of, him and his tom-tom or something. And then I remember somebody made a trail with using lighter fluid, and then when they lit it in the dark, it made these like lines and stuff. It was just really, you had to be there. It's kind of like, it was cool. Yeah, it was very nice. Little things like that are, what was it was about, look back, and all the stuff that Jeff had organized with the Bad Christmas pageant and stuff. There's a lot of years of that. I've been doing it for quite a bit, but I think that I've only been around in that for about 10 years that I remember attending them. I mean, Adam over there, when he's, how old are you, Adam? 20? When he was 3, his folks used to take a refried bean can, take the label off, put a dog food label on it, set him down on the corner of the stage with a spoon, and he'd eat it. People would freak out. He liked them refried beans. It's charming. I think I told that to Michael 23, and I think he's going to continue that tradition. I remember, with this work, I'm kind of unusual in that I'm probably the only artist that presents work and claims that somebody else made it, and that it's not really art. And one of the Lisa Seti shows, I remember some lady walking in, and she literally took one step in the gallery, spun on her heel, and just said, rolling her eyes, "Old TVs." And I'm like, right on! Even when people don't get my work, I'm like, right on! But I knew I was onto something when when my nephew was 3 years old, he was over at the house, and I was making a tape, and it was playing on TV. It's a 1.5-minute loop, and he watched it for 10 minutes, and that's 3-year-old attention. That's amazing. And then I had a show it was the Computer Commons building at ASU, and I used to go in the morning and turn them on, and the guard there said something like, "I remember these. My grandfather was a tinkerer too." And I'm like, "You're a fake lady." But
could you describe the process you've gone through to create the videos the televisor show?
The videos are made primarily using a lot of Moyburge images from the 1890s, 1880s, and recombining different sets to combine them into like freakish, nightmarish, Freudian kind of nightmarish landscapes and stuff, kind of like a Bosch hell. And then the pieces themselves, the concept is that these are televisions made between 1884, which is the first patented television system by Paul Nepkow, true German engineer, and the televisor quote-unquote era ends with Philo T. Farnsworth, a 15-year-old farm boy from Idaho who invented and came up with the concept for the fully electronic system that we used up until just recently. But I thought those stories were just so amazing, and I had researched a lot of early film work, and I kind of was a little bit jealous that my video or television needed its kind of more romantic past, so I kind of invented it, or reinvented it. There were such things as televisors back then. John Logie Baird, the British television pioneer, and that's how BBC first started. It was very like 35 lines of resolution. And when Philo took his stuff over in like late 30s, John Logie Baird said it's over for this system and started backing Philo's system. The work, I'm trying to do more work before 1900, kind of moving back into like a steampunky era, and so I'm trying to do Victorian, kind of Edwardian kind of televisions. Try to get the design style before they were going into the 1928, 20s So that was like Art Deco and a lot of mass production and stuff. So the earlier they go back, they get more wooden, more handcrafted, and the later they get, it's more industrial kind of looking, or AV kind of equipment look to it. But it has a website which is it claims to be the Televisor Museum International at telezium.org. First part of television, T-E-L-E, last part of museum, S-E-U-M. And some steampunk forum, Brass Goggles, a British one, and Clockworker in Germany, they found them and started talking about them in a forum, and all of a sudden, in January, I got 55,000 hits. In the past year, it's probably 170,000 people visiting the fake museum. It's got research centers and the collection, which is all of my work, but histories and documents and a gift store, things like that. I want to revamp it, make it a little bit more.
Wow, excellent.
So let's check it out. It's great.
Definitely. I want to make sure.
TELESEUM.org. If you do anything, well, you can do org, net, or com. I got them all, but there is a Telesium that is a Finnish organization that links a lot of their national defense and armed forces museums together. It's referred to as the Telesium, which is Scandinavian, I guess.
Okay.
But the best quote about television is somebody said that television, the word is half Latin, half Greek. No good could come of it.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
You bet.
Appreciate the talk.